Monday. It's Monday. It's Monday. Yeah. We celebrated Aiden's birthday today. He turned 3. Oh, he's so big. He literally has no idea it's his birthday. We did a cake. We did presents. He wanted to open 0 of them. Andrew's grandmother and his aunt came over to celebrate with us. My dad was here. He left. He went to Florida. And Aiden was literally just sitting there, and my mom was like, my mom's leaving again this week to go to, they're meeting in Dallas for like, they're doing a charity for Down syndrome. It's like a road show, right? Or a hot rod show or something like that. And the benefits go towards Down syndrome. It's for Boeing, which is who my dad works for. And my mom is gonna get to go. So she was like, why don't you guys go out to eat? And I was like, oh, what we could do is go see a movie. So we're gonna go see A Quiet Place because it's one of the most anticipated movies for me. I love Emily Blunt. I love John Krasinski. Kabowski. He wrote, directed, and starred in said movie, and his wife. Like, they're just such a cute couple. And I'm still obsessed with The Office. I still cannot bring myself to watch the very last episode. I watched the whole entire series except for the very last episode. Can't do it. So anyways, that's where we're at. We're gonna go out to eat. We're gonna probably go to Claim Jumper because Andrew and I are pretty hungry and the portions are really big. So yeah, that's it. Still have not edited this week's or last week's vlog. Maybe I'll do that later, but I'm not making any promises. Fish! Fish! No, we're gonna wait. Don't hit, baby. That's not nice. Fish! 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 Hello, it is Friday. I went to the mall early this morning. Like, I got there as soon as it opened to go to the first day of the Sephora sale. I originally wasn't going to go into store because I didn't really need that much. And I usually do Ebates and like this whole process. Like, usually the Sephora VIB sales for spring and summer or spring and fall, I have a whole like routine for, and I didn't do it this year. My mom was out of town, which she usually goes with me, and they didn't do totes this year. They did like a card holder, you know, like for your credit cards or business cards or whatever. And so I did end up going to the store because one of the things that I wanted to get was for my mom for Mother's Day. And so she's out of town, but she's coming back Sunday, and so it's like a 2-day shipping, and she would be home. And so I didn't want her to know that I went and got her something because I've been on a no buy for so long. It was literally the first time I bought something from Sephora this year. So anyways, I did film a haul. I ended up getting some things that I needed. Everything that I bought except for one item was a repurchase, like replenishing stuff. It's not like anything fancy. It was just skincare, honestly, and one eyebrow pencil. That's what I repurchased. It was like all skincare. So I just wanted to show you though, this is so cute. So I got this at Target. It's a gift bag and it was $1. And it came with like the tissue paper to put inside. And so I'm like super excited. I'm done with my mom for Mother's Day, which is like still a month away, but it feels nice to be done. I got her this really cool fresh set. And then I got her a book. I got her a book for Easter that is by this girl named Emily Lay. I don't know how to say her last name. And so I got her the second installment of the book, and it's like all about living life simplistic. Like, it's not a minimalistic view, it's like simplistic. So there's not as much pressure as minimalism. And it's also about like what you spend your time on and making sure it's like important. We lose pacifiers around here like socks in the dryer. So anyways, I went and did that, and I actually was able to film the haul, like I said. Even though it wasn't, like, to me anything exciting, it's kind of fun to share, like, things that I do use for skincare. Not that I have glorious, beautiful, glowing skin. I mean, it's glowing right now, but that's just because of highlighter. I'm trying to find a pacifier. Needle in a freaking haystack. Sorry. I don't even remember what the hell I was saying. I've been working on getting Bailey to not be held all the time. I could give you a million excuses, but she had some medical issues when she was first born, and so I also live at home with my parents. So if I'm not holding her, my mom is, and if she isn't, my dad is. You know what I mean? So she's just been held her whole entire life, which is really sweet, and they're only little ones and all that. But now that I'm going to be by myself, like this weekend, I'm by myself. Last weekend, I was by myself because my parents are out of town. They're like doing some traveling, and so it's difficult, you know what I mean? And it's frustrating, and not frustrating, but you know, you want to go to the bathroom, you want to get something to eat, and it's not impossible, but it's easier not to do it one-handed. And so last weekend I did so good at getting her like to lay down for a nap, like even though it's in our bed and it's not in a bassinet, you know what I mean, gotta win some, lose some. I got her to do it last weekend, and my mom came home and was home all this week. She left yesterday, which was Thursday, and so she like kind of got back into it, and so right now I'm like having to kind of wean her back into the bed. Anyways, so I have a ton of stuff to do that I want to get done. Not like horrible stuff. It's like organization and stuff like that. And so I've been getting asked like, why am I talking so weird? And I did not get lip filler. I had somebody ask me if I got lip filler, which I don't think my lips look any bigger, but with my diagnosis of the whole iron situation, and it's like an autoimmune disorder. Like a lot of people think that not having iron isn't that big of a deal, but it affects everything with your blood, which is scary. And so I have one giant sore on the inside of my mouth, and it's right here. It's right here. And so it gets caught on my teeth constantly, and it's so painful. It's so painful. You know how like when you bite the inside of your cheek and you just keep biting it over and over again because it's like trying to heal? That's what this is. And so I'm like talking kind of funny, and that's why. So yeah, now that I'm like doing what I think I should be doing, hopefully what I need to be doing, then it'll hopefully go away, because it just sucks and it's gross. So took a weird turn. I didn't really talk to you guys this much this week because it was so busy. Monday, I don't even know what the hell we did on Monday. Andrew was off. Oh, Monday was Aiden's birthday. Oh my gosh. Tuesday, Andrew was also off, and him and I did something. I don't know. Wednesday was swim school. Yesterday was mops, and I took my mom to the airport. So not only was it busy, it was really boring, you know what I mean? And so I'm not just gonna film nonsense. So anyways, oh, Tuesday we had a doctor, or Wednesday we also had a doctor's appointment. We're getting Aiden's hearing tested, and we're also going down the road of a soft autism workup because he's just delayed in some departments, and I know it's because he hasn't been socialized. He's not a dog, but you know what I mean? Like, he was never in daycare. He was never really around other children, you know, because when we were in Maryland, it was just me, and we were out on the base, and I hated all the groups on base, and so we didn't go to church. Like, since we moved here, we only just started going to church, and he's only just, you know, I just started mops, December of last year, November of last year? So, anyways, that sucks. It does suck. I was just on a walk with the kids, and this geese appeared out of nowhere. This goose? Is it a goose or is it a duck? I don't know, but I'm ready to go inside. I'm pretty sure it's one of those aggressive ones. Now he's in the neighbor's yard. He was chasing me a little bit. Oh, no. Saturday, and we're going to Costco! Suicide mission? Yes. Necessary? Also yes. I didn't have a lot of meat this week, and so thought maybe I would take you on some of our adventures today. Andrew's on a new shift. He doesn't go to work till, well, he leaves at like noon, and so it's a freaking sweet schedule. He was on this schedule when we had Aiden, and it was just flipping perfect. Like I said, you don't have to wake up early. You don't have to go to bed early. It's just freaking sweet. I mean, I do. I have to get up early because of that one. That one. Actually, he wakes up pretty early too now, but anyway. So we're gonna go eat some breakfast. I don't know where, not anything fancy. And then we're gonna go to Costco, and who knows what else. So, happy Saturday. What are you doing? Here we are on a Sunday. Bailey's waking up from her nap, and I was editing the vlog, and I never wrap these things up correctly. Also, I left you with like 3 cliffhangers. I just went 3. And I'm so sorry that my vlogs are not more exciting. Like, who honestly wants to sit here and hear me talk for like 30 minutes about my life? I mean, obviously people do, because I get some sort of views, but I am gonna make an effort to make them more exciting and to go places and to do more fun things. I just am. I'm gonna, let me know what you want to see down below. Like, I did a speed cleaning, I did some cooking. Like, would you like more recipes? Would you like tips and tricks, more mom stuff? Like, I don't know what else to, what you guys want specifically. So number 1, I want to tell you guys that I'm not gonna really go into detail about the whole cancer situation because it's not there. Aiden. There is no cancer, so that's all we're gonna focus on. Like I said, even though having no iron is a serious situation, it is a, not, I wouldn't say easy, but it's a manageable fix. So cliffhanger number 2 is the soft mock-up for Aiden and the autism. First we're getting his hearing checked, then it's a speech therapist, and then it's a behavioral. They don't call them therapists anymore. They call them pediatricians. So they're, you know, I know boys typically are a little bit delayed when it comes to language, but there's some behavioral issues as well. And at first I wasn't even going to say anything to you guys, but then I thought, you know, I'm a mom and a lot of you guys are moms, so I know some of you guys have been through something similar to that. I mean, it's a scary thing. You don't want anything to be wrong with your kid, but also I can't be in denial about it and think that everything's okay. So we're just gonna find out. Maybe he just has a high temper. I don't know. What was I saying? So we're just gonna, you know, go down that path and see what comes of it. If he needs speech therapy, I've known my best friend Christina, I think, took one of her boys to speech therapy. I have a family friend that had 2 boys and took both of them to speech therapy. So that's not like anything to be ashamed of. Even if he has autism, there's nothing to be ashamed of. You know what I mean? And we're just going to get it going. He is 3 now, so he can start going to preschool. And luckily for me, Levine, which is the little town outside of Phoenix that I live in, has a developmental preschool that is free for those who may have delays in socialization, which he also has, which is my fault. You know, I was so hell-bent on not joining any groups when we were at Andrews Air Force Base because I just didn't like the moms on base. A good majority of them, there were like 2. And one of them didn't even live on base. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to join those groups. Instead of realizing like that it's going to benefit my kid, I was so focused on like I didn't want to deal with the drama and the nonsense. But I was also a first-time mom and didn't know any better. I'm not going to beat myself up over it because that's literally going to do nothing. I feel guilty, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is my fault, but I'm not going to go there. Just can't, and I won't. So I'm going to get everything in order now. So anyways, where I was going with that is that they have screenings May 2nd to see if your child fulfills any of those criteria that he may need help on in order to attend that school. So Potentially he will be going to preschool in August, which would be the best. I know a lot of moms like cry when their kids go to school, and I probably will, but just thinking about it right now, because he's being such a maniac, I'm like, go to school, go. Obviously we need to buckle down on potty training this summer. I've tried, I just need to put more effort into it, and I can't do it by myself. I mean, I could, and there are tons of moms and single dads that do it, but I'm just like, I think once we get in our house and get a routine down, it's going to be a lot easier. Cliffhanger number 3 is that I haven't told anybody except for one person, that for a month now, Andrew is no longer with Phoenix PD. It was a mutual split. He didn't get fired, and I guess technically he quit. Training just, wasn't going well. And so we're getting the house obviously this summer, and you can't have any lapse in employment. Otherwise, they're not going to give you $300,000 for a house. So he went directly back to active guardsmanship. So it's kind of confusing. So he joined active duty Air Force, and that's when we were in DC. And then he got out and went into the Guard because he put 6 years in active duty. He didn't want it to go to waste. Like, that's literally like throwing 6 years out the window for nothing. If you continue with the Guard, or you could do the reserves, then you build on the 6 years, and even you would get your retirement at retirement age, like, to whereas if you stayed in active duty for 20 years, you could retire in those 20 years. So, most people going in their 20s, you could retire at 40 something. But anyways, he didn't want to throw it away, and so he was like, I'll do my 1 weekend a month, which is what he was doing. And so anyways, now he's active guardsmanship, so you're like active duty, but the difference is that active duty is obviously federally run by the government, to whereas the Guard is run by your state. And so the cool thing about that is you get all the perks of active duty military, like benefits and stuff, but you're in that state. So our base is our base. They're not going to send us anywhere like they can with active duty. But you still get deployed, which is happening sooner than I would like. He'll probably leave in December. He'll probably miss Bailey's first Christmas. He's definitely going to miss Bailey's first birthday, Aiden's 4th birthday, and probably our anniversary. It depends. It's so different, and that's a whole nother ballgame, but I just wanted to update you guys on all of that. I'm not going to go into too much depth on any of them, except just to let you know that is what's going on. It's stressful. And that is what I was kind of going on about when I was like, if I really sat here and thought about everything that was going on, like, I would lose my mind. Because, I mean, essentially, he quit his job. He lost his job. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't get fired, like I said. Not that it matters. But I was just like, oh my God, how are we going to still get the house? And luckily, the leadership over at the base is just so amazing that they were like, we got you, dude. Don't worry about it. Come right on over, and put him right onto active duty orders. So anyways, that's where we are. I'm just now telling you just because I'm now comfortable with it, and he has told other people, and so it is what it is, and we're moving on, and we'll see what happens. He does want to still be a police officer, so he's thinking about signing on full-time with the base for a couple years and doing reserves, which is completely different. It's like backwards. So he would be like doing his volunteer hours for the police department. You don't get paid for a reserve police officer. But the cool thing about that is that if you're a police officer reserve, you have your certification. You could do like off-duty jobs, where that's what his uncle does, because he's a reserve officer now. He retired out of the police department and went to reserves, but he's been there like a total of 43 years with Phoenix Police Department. He's like in his 70s, he just turned 70, and you would not even know it. He looks like he's maybe 50. But he does off-duty jobs like construction and stuff, and makes like $60 an hour. Just like if you wanted to work 1 day a week, if you did like freaking 1 9-hour day, that's $500. That's your car payment. You know what I mean? So that's what he really wants to do until he figures out going full-time with another department and getting the proper training that he needs. So anyways, long story short, that is the dealio. Let me know, seriously, what you guys want to see in vlogs, because I feel like they're getting boring, and it's just me talking, which is boring. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this week of nonsense, and I'm going to try and get better next week. We're going to do some fun stuff. I'm going to plan out this week, I think. We're done with swim school, so we'll see what happens. So, anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.